go, Joshua, with those shoulders. When I see June now, I just see Psycho and nothing else. Oh my god! So call me Don Quixote. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha, and today I'm going to try my best to give you a dance analysis of the much anticipated, much requested Don Quixote by 17. Before we get started, as always, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on my channel and my videos. It does really help my channel grow and helps other carrots and other people who might enjoy these videos find them as well. Also, if you have just a second, please check out some of the links below in my description, including my Etsy shop where I have K-pop items for sale that I make, as well as my Patreon page where my YouTube videos go up a few days before they come over here on the channel. And I also have a few affiliate links down below as well. Anything affiliate links is listed as affiliate links, so no surprises. I think what I want to do is watch 3 videos. I'm thinking I want to watch the 17 lyrics video of Don Quixote because I have heard the song. I did Face the Sun album review, but that was like a couple weeks ago. So I want to refresh my brain with the song before we get started. And then it was highly requested that I watch the GDA performance, and I was able to find one, I think, that is just the Don Quixote performance and not everything else, because there are some additional songs in that performance set list that I haven't heard yet or seen yet, and I don't want to get spoiled. Then, last but not least, we'll be watching the official choreography video from 17 of their dance practice. More than likely, we'll probably have to watch that one twice. I'm not totally sure what the plan of action is going to be yet. I also want to give a little shout out to one of my new friends, M, who has a website and a podcast called Moon Culture Co. Moon Culture Cafe. Co is me. I'm Dreaming of Stars Co. She's Moon Culture Cafe. Oh my god, M, I'm so sorry. My brain. I'm bringing this up because I was on one of her most recent podcast episodes where we actually talked about my YouTube channel and other things, but I also talked about imposter syndrome and how severely it affects my ability to record and post dance analysis videos. That is why I've been putting off dance analysis pretty much since I did one for Super, which, if you know when Super came out, you know how long ago that was. I've been struggling really hard mentally to convince myself that I have the credentials to be able to put these videos out online, which is just so silly because I'm kind of surrounded by my credentials all the time. Like, my house has photos of me at competition. I have all of my trophies and all my ribbons and like all of my things. I have the photos of me as a coach. Like, I just don't know why my brain decides to go, but did that really happen? Are you actually qualified to talk about dance on the internet? And I don't know. Maybe I'm not to some people, maybe I am to others. Regardless, I wanted to have this conversation before we start this video because I'm clearly very self-conscious about the quality of what I'm going to talk about and potentially how much I'm going to be able to talk about. This is my second dance analysis since restarting and starting to do them again. My first one was Bouncy with ATs, and that went pretty well. So I think I feel a little more pressure to do 17 justice because of the inherent pressure that comes from how excited you guys are to see this video and to see what I talk about and to see if I pick up on things that other people have already mentioned or pick up on new things that haven't been discussed. So that's like a lot that I'm thinking about when I'm trying to make these videos. It's not just let me sit down, let me film, let me get my commentary, let me go edit it and upload it. It's like I have a lot going on in this little brain of mine. It won't be quiet sometimes, and that's, you know, challenging. But anyway, I just wanted that disclaimer out there so that you know where I'm coming from. I know how much we all love and respect 17, and that makes it even more challenging because I just want to do this choreography and this performance justice in my analysis of it. So, alright, we're gonna get started with the lyric video so we can get back into the groove of the song. I'd already mentioned I feel like there's going to be a lot of small groups based on the composition of the song alone, and I had some interesting responses to that commentary I made in the album review. So here we go, lyric video. Whoa. I had also mentioned Hoshi's voice is the most difficult one for me to recognize. I keep kicking the camera, I'm sorry. I'm doing too much. I keep them high. There's a lot of different patterns to this song. Like that last part was so much slower than this. Ding, 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 ding. So there's a lot they could do with the movements. With all the different, I keep thinking of frequencies, but that's not the right word. So call me. Like this is slower. It still has but the overall like top is slower. Oh, it's good. Okay, once again, 17 have made a banger of a song, which is just a trend with them. I haven't heard a song I didn't like so far. We're going in now to the GDA performance. This video might have a lot of editing. It might look a little funky because I'm not trying to get my video taken down. I want to be able to post this for you guys, obviously. So here we go, GDA. Oh. I also wanted to mention, someone had also left a comment saying Don Quixote is based on a book. Yes. I was an English literature major. I think it's maybe, I read books a lot, so that's my background, but I don't think I've ever explicitly said like, hi, I was an English literature major in college. I have read Don Quixote. We had to read it in high school and college, but it was, don't ask me when that was. It was a long time, so I don't remember most of the story. I remember sort of the general characters, but I don't remember the plot much at all. So I do know that there are references both in the lyrics and from what that comment said in the choreography itself to plot parts of the story. So I'm aware that those exist. Will I notice them? Other than just because the person told me about it in the comment, I don't know. GDA, here we go. Do they have dancers on stage too? There's just so many of them, I can't even tell. Look at that formation! Oh my gosh, this video is rough. Okay, it's getting it together. Okay, good. Look at Vernon in front! Okay, it looks like there are dancers in the back. So I like that little cape, Jonghan. A ripple! Ooh, into one line. Are the dancers just for GDA, or are the dancers for all of the performances? Let's go, Joshua, with those shoulders. When I see June now, I just see Psycho and nothing else. I like that. That's so pretty. Oh my god! So call me Don Quixote. Let's go! Oh my god, Mingyu coming up behind him now! Oh my god! I'm not gonna make it! This is maybe the wrong day to film because I'm literally about to cry. Oh. Oh, I feel so silly. I love that move so much. Oh my god. Okay, I'm in an emotionally vulnerable state today, and I wanted to try and film anyway because I spent all day yesterday in bed, and yesterday's my filming day, so I was like, if I don't film today, I have no videos for next week. So I was trying to push through and film anyway. But, okay, if you don't want to see crying, I'll give you a timestamp to skip forward to because I will get it together for the rest of this video, hopefully. There was something about seeing the 8 and then seeing Sungwon because in the super comeback, obviously the 8 has an injury, so he's performing at that time to the best of his abilities, but it wasn't full out and he wasn't on stage as much, and that was, you know, I missed him. And I know he's been back with the group doing, like, I think they had a fan meeting recently, or a concert, something, regardless. And that brings us to Sungwon, who's on a break right now. And it's so interesting as a reactor who's getting into 17 and going back through their older performances. It's like I'm aware of what's going on currently, and I was so surprised to see him on stage, and it was so nice to see him. I feel like I've cried in so many 17 videos that carrots are just gonna know me as the girl who cries. Like, I already before this got so many comments like, you always sound like you're on the verge of tears, and like, no, that's just my voice. But also right now I'm sobbing, so I don't know. I just, some people are more emotional than others. And that's especially true the older I've become. Anyway, oh my god. If I start crying again during the dance practice, I might not give my actual analysis today. I might stop recording and come back on a day when I've got it together emotionally and give you an analysis on a second day. I don't know. Could go either way. I'm gonna try and watch the dance practice now. I have some comments though. Oh my god. On the GDA performance. My first comment is a question that I'm gonna find out in like 10 seconds. Were the dancers there just for the GDA performance to fill the stage, or are they also part of the regular everyday choreography that they would have performed on like music shows or whatever? I have questions about that. Or is this performance something they only perform on tour and at award shows, so the dancers are always there regardless? I have questions. They may be answered next. Also, let's talk about some of my favorite choreography before we even watch it again. I love this thing that they do. I don't totally know what it is yet. I love that. I love how it goes from like trying to break a chain into like a chest rub. I think that's so interesting concept wise, and I'm trying to understand what it might mean in the full choreography and full storytelling moment. There was another part where it kind of looks like they were zooming in on Joshua when he did it, but it looks like he's unleashing, unshielding a sword. What is that motion called? I don't know. It looked like a sword coming out, you know, that kind of thing. That's what it reminded me of. We did get some groups, but not necessarily in the way that I was expecting it. It was either like half of 17 or it was a solo duet kind of moment, and not necessarily the smaller groups we got in like Rock With You. That was kind of the vibe I thought they would go along. But with the dancers, in addition, we never kind of got that like really small group I was picturing in my mind. So, again, we'll see in the dance practice what it looks like, if it looks any different. I think that's my full commentary so far. Let's try and survive the dance practice. Here we go. Wow. I can't believe that just happened. Well, I kind of can, but I can't, but I can. Okay. So there are dancers, because they're the ones in the back wearing the masks. So that answers my question. There are dancers in this. Great. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. That part is like a sword. So call me. Oh, I love it. Ooh! Look at another ripple. Oh! I didn't even notice that in the other video because you couldn't see it because of the camera. They cross their chest too. They keep undoing their sword. Don't do it. You're fine. This is fine. No. Woo! I love that it was Sungkwan and all the dancers. Again, like with Super. And I do love the formations of having a circle and then the dancers on the outside. Look at Tina on center. I love that. 1, 2. They do like a little party section again. Also, they do that in. What do they do that in? Rock With You. Don Quixote. Okay. I didn't cry, number one. He almost got me. Samkon almost got me. But I didn't take any notes either. So we're gonna watch it again. So far, I think the most interesting part of this is the formations and the use of the stage shape, because it's not a regular like rectangle or circle or anything. It's a little bit of a triangle at the front, and you can see that through the black lines on the floor. So I think they've made the formations really the most interesting part of this choreography. There is a lot of the same movement, like pattern and style and groove in this that I also find really interesting, but let me try and narrow it down some more and take some notes on what I actually think. Because I just have like a brief overview right now. I don't have anything concrete to sort of say. Woo! Oh my god. We're watching again. 3, 2, 1, here we go. I love the ripple. And then I love this. Look at the outside. Well, they're not moving yet, but they will. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Ah! I love it. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2. This reminds me of Hot, where Hoshi came down the center, but different because in Hot they were moving forward and out. But it's the same formation essentially, with one in the middle and the lines. Wow, the dancer's part's really cool there. June is so good. He's the only one I could watch for that whole ending section. The fluidity he put into that choreography stood out so much compared to what everyone else was doing that I could only look at him. So highly recommend, if you haven't already watched this dance practice focusing on June, maybe do yourself a favor and watch it again and just watch June. Okay, I don't know that I have a lot to say, but I have some notes, so we're gonna go over what I have because I'm trying to salvage this video. Oh boy. Okay, I already said I like the formations, and a lot of this is going to be about that again. We start off obviously in those two lines in the V formation. We get the first ripple that comes back to front, and then I think it goes front to back on the other side. And then it's sort of, this line goes down, this line stays up, and then this line comes up again, and then we get like another ripple and then another ripple. So in total there's almost 5 or 6 different ripples that are sometimes just the right side, sometimes just the left side. Sometimes it goes from one side to the other, sometimes they're doing the same thing on opposite sides. Very intricate work there, especially to get that many dancers to make those counts look so seamless and to really make it look the way that it does. That's not the best explanation, but I think you, for the most part, you understand what I'm saying. I'm also not gonna really give timestamps for this because I think my comments today are more generalized and not necessarily like exact commentary on this exact section. Throughout this dance, they do something I'm calling like the hand sparkle, where they do this with their fingers. It kind of reminds me or makes me think of stars. And I'm trying to remember if in the book Don Quixote we had any sections where the characters are having discussions like at nighttime under the stars. For some reason, I'm having a memory come up, but I don't know that it's from Don Quixote. I've read so many things that it could literally be from any book, and I'm just like, stars. There have to be a lot of conversations under the stars. And I feel like that is maybe why this is in there in so many different ways. We also got something interesting where they did this motion to then come around to do it on their like stomach and waist. I couldn't tell if this is supposed to be like a search because their whole body sort of follows them, or if it was meant to be like wiping sweat off your brow. I don't know which one is intended here, but I think either one can fit into the storyline of Don Quixote in general because they traveled so much in that story. So like searching for the destination makes sense. Also wiping sweat off would make sense because they were always so active and doing so much. The other thing I want to talk about is the section I was trying to learn while we were watching it, where we get the hands coming here, they come down and cross at the chest, they come down one more time and cross at the waist. The first time we saw that, it was reminding me a lot of trying to break free from like chains possibly, but once I realized they're crossing at the chest and crossing again at the waist, it almost reminds me a little bit of like battle gear, like how you would put on your armbands that could have swords, or your chest piece, what are they called? I read so many fantasy books that have war and I'm just blanking on everything. And then like again, so this kind of reminds me of like maybe preparing for battle, and I say that because the very next thing is sort of like the very next thing is actually them taking the sword out, and then it's the chest like rubbing section to then go cross here, and this again is reminding me of like being in like a fight or battle or something like that. I definitely think the repeating chorus section is where it's telling the most of the story, and then they're kind of personifying the characters when they're getting their little solo moments, because it's either one person or two people. With like, it was Mingyu and Dino and then Mingyu and DK, and they would switch back and forth, and I think that is trying to symbolize the two main characters in the novel. or when it's the soloist, it's like the one main character. I really liked the choreography the dancers had. Again, I think it was, whose solo was it? Mingyu's maybe? Let me see. Oh yeah. So it starts with Wonu, and then it goes into Mingyu, and then it goes into Dino. I loved the dancers' choreography here. It was very explosive and very dynamic and really energetic, whereas the chorus parts, where it's all of the members and the dancers together, almost feel a lot more fluid. Like there's a lot more of a steady body roll happening, and we're getting body rolls in like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's so consistently in counts of 3 and 4, whereas this is very like 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and it's very explosive and big, and not 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think that's such a great contrast to have as a group. It's so much bigger because it's more people on stage, to have them doing like the fluid type of movements, and then to have the smaller unit of dancers being really big and explosive, and having this almost little pocket of energy sort of in the middle of the dance. We don't get this type of energy from all of 17 until the very end, the very last chorus, where instead of repeating the choreography, they have their little like improv break moment, which is similar to what we saw in Rock With You, if that's correct. I think so. Another thing I already mentioned is I'm starting to notice specific formation patterns that 17 have used multiple times. One of them is sort of like the improv section. We've already seen something like that before. Obviously that section was different because it was Uzi controlling them as like instruments, whereas this was just them all kicking and punching to a designated beat. We also have it, I already mentioned, like in Hot, when we have Hoshi coming in the center of the 2 lines where 17 are moving in and out of each other. We get that again with the 8 this time, but the 2 lines remain stationary. They don't move around. So I think it's fun to watch. The more that I watch from 17, the more that I'm going to be able to connect different pieces of each dance to each other. And that's like one of my favorite things to do. I just like seeing what a choreographer's sort of bag of tricks might be and what they like to use a lot, especially because it works so well and they already know that. So yeah, this video was really all over the place. I apologize for that. I hope you enjoyed my analysis, because my brain is officially turning off and I don't have anything else to say about it. So this is what we have for today. Oh boy, this is what happens when I film these in one take and don't watch them beforehand. And I do that because I'm trying to get you an authentic, official reaction, which you definitely got. So I hope that's cool with you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!